So I'm alive. I am back. Uh, yeah. I wanted to fully address that. Like I've been wanting to return for a good long while, but I never could because I didn't know what kind of content I wanted to make. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this type of content that I'm going to be producing for a while. I'll do some random videos, do videos like this, and maybe I don't know, show some live streams that I'm doing. Because yeah, I want to continue making stuff like this, and I want to continue like with YouTube because yeah, it helps with my anxiety and all that. You can even tell through my voice I'm kind of still nervous, but like once I get my confidence, boosted up again, I'll be, you know, a little bit more, a little bit more better. But I want to talk about Halo Infinite for today, and talk about 343 Industries in general because they are, they're not that good. Ooh, I need a drink of water for this one because, oh no, this isn't good. So let me address something that you should know. Yes, I am an Xbox player. Also, yes, I did play the Halo franchise. In the original Xbox, I was able to play 1 and 2. Great games. Perfect. Always played the multiplayer. Not the multiplayer. I'm sorry. Campaign. I forgot to mention, I didn't have Wi-Fi at the time, so I missed out on the whole like multiplayer craze. But campaign, bet your ass I played some campaign and I loved it. Halo 3 was the same way. Same thing with ODST and Reach. But regardless, all of those games, I loved them all. They were the purest of content. And I love them. But Halo 4 came around. So did 343 Industries, which I did a little bit of research on. They weren't like some new rising company that started after Bungie had left. Yeah, a lot of people thought it was because they were saying like, who were these random people? But no, no, it's a little bit more complicated than that. So they were around when Bungie was going to leave Microsoft after the launch of Halo 3. Pretty much, Bungie was wanting to leave, and they worked on the other Halo games, and after Reach, they left. 343 Industries had taken charge, and yeah, that's kind of what happened. They just made Halo Waypoint for the community. They uh, they just helped a bit with the multiplayer maps for Reach, and well, uh, that's it. Nothing really of short of notice, but yeah, it was just kind of just there. It was just kind of like they didn't like suddenly appear and they were like, oh, they were the merchandising company that had a little bit of experience with like the multiplayer. It was like they were there. But regardless, though, 343 Industries was still technically new in not just development, but also with, well, gaming. They were very new. So yeah, they know the technical like know-hows and all that, but Halo 4 and 5, those were some bad disappointments to me, and I just clearly just I felt ashamed. I felt dirty. I felt like I was just upset. Halo 4 for me, what I hated the most was the campaign. I never got into the multiplayer craze again. I didn't have Wi-Fi at that time. So yeah, the campaign was not that good. Master Chief's suit of armor looked pretty bad, and I didn't even know that like apparently nanobots had transformed his Spartan armor, and I just, I hated the way it looked. Oh, I did. I think that's like the weakest design. Like, dude, Halo One's Spartan armor that was pretty cool. Mm. Oh, I have to drink some water because this is my healing juice. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, water is healing juice. Only gamers drink water. Mountain Dew? That could be secondary, but primary, water. Now, for real though, let's get back on track. Halo 4 just to me was a big disappointment, and I was pretty impressed with like how it looked for 360, but yeah, uh it just despite its looks of quality, it didn't have that much quality. Only two like guns were really good, but that was it. Nothing special. Nothing really special at all. And then Halo 5. Oh boy, that was when I did have Wi-Fi and I was upset. The marketing campaign was a huge lie to my face. The Hunter Truth marketing was just garbage. I was bamboozled. Campaign was not as interesting and I had no friends, so 0 out of 10 because I was a loner and a baby bitch boy. But the multiplayer? I had fun with it. It wasn't that bad, but I will admit it was more of a pay to win experience because if you had the best cards, well, you just ruined everybody's day. That's what I did, and that's what sometimes some a-hole did to me. So, yeah. Yeah, that was just multiplayer in a nutshell. You played Arena, you're fine. You play Warzone, well, you're gonna get most likely destroyed by a guy with a pro Phantom Bane, if I remembered it correctly. Also, if you don't like requisition packs, you're a baby man. You are a baby man. That is what the official Xbox YouTube channel had promoted. You are not a grown up. You are a whippy baby. Anyways. So Halo 4 and 5 were not that good. And again, in case I didn't chill it out because I probably got into the heat of the moment, I highly recommend checking out 343 Industries versus the World. It was a video that was essentially the gasoline that made me lit this bonfire because oh this was a lot of information. I skipped out on the Master Chief Collection until when 2019 2020 I believe was when I got into it, but that was when it was fixed up and patched and changed completely. uh Day one, oh god, it was apparently a nightmare, a huge nightmare. Bugs and glitches, and even the PC port was even worse. So yeah. Yeah. I 3 screw ups in a row. That doesn't look good, 343. But now let's get to the main event, Halo Infinite. Campaign was alright. I thought it was okay. I didn't mind it. I thought, hey, it's a cool story, cool ideas, cool villain, etc., etc. Pretty alright. Nothing too shabby. Nothing too broken. Multiplayer, though. Multiplayer was just dull. Like, ooh. Basically, multiplayer is very dull for a game that's supposed to be live service. If you don't know the whole story, Halo Infinite is a live service game. Yes, it is a live service game. And basically, the multiplayer is free to play. You don't have to buy the game just to play the multiplayer. You can just play it for free. They have a battle pass, they have a store, they have, everything. Oh, it kind of upsets me. It just kind of bores me because I thought this was going to be a good game. I genuinely thought it was, but nope, it wasn't. The game was just dull and lifeless, and really wasn't as boring as it was. It was just mediocre. It was still fun to play. Don't get me wrong, it still is fun to play. I did enjoy it. Making the gameplay footage that you're seeing right now. I hope you like it. But regardless, though, it wasn't as exciting. Halo Infinite just felt bleh. That's all it felt. Just a big fat bleh. Nothing else, nothing more. And the worst part about it is, for a live service game, this is mediocre. I look at Fortnite and I'm like, that's a big success. Why are you trying to copy Fortnite? And ooh, I get angry because 343 Industries clearly is a trendsetter. or like a trend follower, I guess you could say. They followed the trends of what was popular at that time. With Halo 4, they were trying to be more of Call of Duty-esque. With Halo 5, it was more about being competitive. Same thing with Master Chief Collection, I believe, too, but ooh, Halo 5 really showed it off. Like, really. Even inviting, like, a bunch of, like, esports players to, like, test out their games and see if, like, the maps are good for a competitive player. And Halo Infinite. Well, trying to have a battle pass system, having a store, trying to go for live service, because that's what everyone else is doing. But, yeah, they're not doing so well. They're not doing so hot. And live service games are just fumbling except for Fortnite. Fortnite? We got Dragon Ball Z, man. Like, it's over. It's just you can't beat that. I'm sorry, you can't beat that. You you can't. But it does pain me because Halo is a really great franchise, and it sucks. It sucks to see it like this. It just does. But I will say this though. Who is to blame for this? There are three culprits that people just love to point the finger at. And it goes as, well, follows. The first is obvious, the game industry. Basically, people are blaming of Activision, EA, and Ubisoft for having to how like they treat their own games and how the game industry like glorifies this. Case in point, if you look at their horrible lineup of games, Warzone was at least popular for a while, but it seems as if it's dipping in quality and quantity now. Ubisoft, well, don't even get me started on that. EA, again, really don't get me started on that. But yeah, they're trying to do everything that they can, and they're always like following the trends and doing the trends, but make it a lot worse. I mean, a lot worse. And yeah, some people have every right to blame the game industry. But some people also point the finger at good old Microsoft, stating that basically they own the IP, but it seems like they don't know what to do with the IP. So they're trusting 343 to do with all of it. They just don't really care. They're just trying to make sure this game works and gives them money. So, yeah, I can see why people would be a little bit, pointing the finger at Microsoft. But a good chunk of people also point the blame at 343 Industries with, every right to do so. 343 Industries has clearly lied in the past multiple times. It seems as if they are trying to destroy Halo on purpose, which they're not doing, but it seems like people are just saying that because there's no way you could screw it up like 3, 4 times, even if you count the PC port for MCC. It was just ooh, like 4 or 5 times in a row, that caused a lot of suspicions. But people are just saying that, like, it's clear 343 Industries doesn't know what Halo is. They don't understand truly what Halo is. So it's more of just like a big issue. And I can agree with that. I can honestly agree with that. So who do I point my finger at? Again, my channel, my opinion. It matters. Okay. I pointed at 343. While it is true the gaming industry is pretty garbage and Microsoft is bad, except for Phil Spencer, I love you, please marry me, but I have to say 343 Industries is solely to be blamed for this. Like, they know what they're doing. It's clear that Microsoft and Xbox gives them full control to do what they want. They're a lot nicer to 343 Industries, believe it or not. Like, I'm kind of surprised they are, because if you remember the Xbox One launch, huge disaster. Basically, $500. It was made for TV, and there was no sharing games. It was a bad console. A very bad console. And then 343 Industries ruins it even more by saying that Halo 5 would have couch co-op, split screen, big team battle. Just making a lot of promises, but if they don't show up. Now, I don't know which promise was, ever made, but I remembered couch co-op and split screen were the main priorities. Sounds familiar for today, but yeah, yeah, yeah. And just made Halo 5 look bad made Xbox One look crappy, and then Halo Infinite was supposed to be released on the same day as Xbox Series S and X. Well, can you guess what happened? A delay happened. That's what. So all the marketing, the millions of dollars of marketing for this game just went out the window, and it costed them a lot more money. So it just made Xbox Series S and X look kind of bad. Thank God that it looks cool. Look at that. Look at that Series X. You're telling me you don't want that? I want that. But for real though, 343 just really bothers me. It kind of upsets me. And it's like, I'm sorry I'm sighing a lot, but I'm trying to not run out of breath here because I don't want to have to constantly like be like because like that's how I feel with this video. Like I'm so heated because of like just how badly 343 Industries has just essentially like fucked up entirely. Like it's not even that funny. It's kind of sad actually. Just it breaks my heart, man. It really breaks my heart. But yeah, that's basically all I could say. And you know, I saw something today that really just weirded me out because I thought it was like some like I thought it was a prank at first, but apparently this is legit. So people were pointing fingers at Bonnie Ross for a good while. I think for the past like week or so. It was like it was for a specific reason that I will mention right now. Halo Infinite was supposed to have split screen and couch co-op, or campaign co-op. They didn't have that. They scrapped it, and it just made everybody upset. And the hashtag Fire343 Industries, fire Bonnie Ross. You know, Halo deserves better. Like, just people were downright legitimately upset. And I agree with them. I don't agree with the harassment that they were doing to developers. I don't agree with that at all. That is childish as hell. But I will agree that this just no. You can't lie to the community multiple times and expect them to forgive you. It doesn't work like that. It really, it doesn't work like that. So while that's the bad, which by the way gets worse because some gamers were able to play split screen through a through a glitch. You could play the campaign on split screen. It works perfectly well apparently, and it's not just that. You and 3 other friends can play on split screen. 4-player split screen. It works too. How did this happen? I don't know. And yeah, it's just bad. There is some good news though. The good news being that we are getting Forge for this November, hopefully. And Forge does look pretty good. Like it does feel exciting. It looks so good. It looks like it is made for the community, and it looks like the community is ready for this game, but I don't know. I really don't know. Now we got the good and the bad. What about the ugly? Oh boy, here's my drink of water, because. Alright, you ready for this? Season 3 is postponed to March. March. So, this is a long season 2, by the way. This is way longer than it should be. Normally, a season consists of every 3 months, but yeah, this isn't this isn't good. It's more than instead of trying to rush the seasons out, they are just delaying them left and right. Even the roadmaps are delayed. And what sucks about the season 3 being delayed was the fact that like apparently a new gun was going to be added in there. So we have to wait longer for the new gun and a bunch of other stuff to come out. So, God, I just love water because it soothes my bones. But regardless, though, this sucks. This really sucks. Now, what's interesting about Bonnie Ross was just today, on September 12th, she has reportedly said that she will be leaving 343 Industries and attend to a family medical issue. So I don't know whether this is true or not. I sadly don't know whether to believe it or not. It could be that this is genuinely serious. She is leaving because it's something very important, or she's using it as a scapegoat so she can, like, leave 343 because it's clear that she's not fit for the job. She's really not, doing anything. She's not a good leader. And people are always quick to point out Bonnie Ross. She's not evil, as far as I know of. She doesn't punch babies or kick dogs. She doesn't, like, burn bridges and, like, ruin lives. It's just, she just lies a lot. She lies a lot. And it seems as if that because of her lying and possibly how she's like behind the scenes, which I don't know what she's like, it seems that 343 Industries is just unprofessional. Just doesn't seem to care about the content. And they just they just don't know what to do. They're given no direction. And because of that lack of direction, they're just, well, making Halo Infinite be like this. It's horrifying. But regardless, though, Halo Infinite I'm still trying to hold on to, but sadly, I'm gonna have to pass. I'll pass. I'll play a multiplayer game that is fun, which is Modern Warfare 2019. I still love that game. I still adore that game. And yes, because I have Game Pass, I will be so excited when Modern Warfare 2 comes out. And yes, I will be playing that. Uh, and yes, I will have fun with it because at least there's a lot of content in there that gets me excited. Like, dude, Halo Infinite is supposed to be a good life service game. It's not that good. And the fate of Halo Infinite is just looking grim. Like, it's just looking real grim. Right, Mr. Purified Water? Because, my God, it's, ooh, I wish my soul could be purified from this garbage, because, my God, I couldn't handle it. I'm sorry. Halo Infinite was fun, and it can be a little bit fun at times, but at the end of the day, it's stale. It's just not worth your time. It's not worth anything. It has no fun factor to make the game exciting. All it makes me do is just want to play Master Chief Collection more, because at the very least, there's a whole lot of content from the past games that were, well, enjoyable. And throughout the whole, like, essentially close to a year, well, we've only had 2 maps and some events that come and went. Like, that's it. Yeah, I'm upset. But I want to leave it off with one final note. Something that I feel a little bit upset about. This was the match, essentially, that started the bonfire, because I could not believe it. So, this is about an Xbox studio that is AAA, like 343 Industries. We all know Bethesda. We all know about Fallout 76. We know of its disasters. We all know the story about that, okay? We all know the story about it. What if I told you that they made a roadmap that I saw like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm a little bit upset because the roadmap looks really good. It might look very crappy because I tried finding one of higher quality, but I just couldn't. So yeah, the roadmap is just so crisp and clear with detail. Even if you can't see it, even I could admit I could barely see it, but there's just a whole bunch of content that's just, well, it's laid out, it's planned. Like, this game has been suffering through hell and back, and it seems like they learned their lesson and are starting to, make updates clear and make it be where there's a roadmap plan. So, dude, that's insane. I know League of Legends does like a weekly, like, lineup of updates and try to make them be interesting. So I know that. But for a game that's mostly live service, which is, what Fallout 76 is this just upsets me. Like 343 Industries, you made Todd Howard look good. How did you do that? That guy is already 10 charisma enough already. Now you got him to 11. You got him to probably 20, dude. You got him to 20. Bruh. But for real though, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I do hope that 343 Industries at least has, like, a better change in direction, I guess, but also a better, like, path, because it's clear that they're not doing so well, and they better do it fast before it's too late, before they can eventually, like, what's the right word? Crumble? Because they're not going to fall. It's going to be a crumble. And I don't want to see that happen to them, and I definitely don't want to see it happening to the Halo franchise. So, basically, I'm going to be going out and crying on my bed, which is, yeah. Which, by the way, in case you didn't know, for all you non-gamers, that's just code for me going to Rule34 and searching up Cortana.